Hey guys, Mrs. McSurley here. So this week our goal is to prep you for level 2. So we're going to be doing a film analysis of a scene from the Diary of Anne Frank. It was made into a movie. You can always watch the whole movie and separate clips on YouTube if you would like, but we're just going to be looking at this one scene together. I am going to start you with this PowerPoint. So if you have the PowerPoint, definitely pull that up. Our focus, again, is really analyzing how the film stays faithful to or departs from the text or script, thinking about the choices that director or actors made. So the first thing you're going to need to know is some terms about visual rhetoric. This is going to be covered on your level 1 part of your Edulastic assessment, and then you'll apply these to level 2. So when we think about visual rhetoric, we're thinking about those visual tools that are added into a film. So things like camera angles and lighting and costumes and props and sets, casting, even music. A lot of times we see that all of these elements really impact the mood and tone of a piece. So, thinking about the angles at which directors shoot scenes, do they shoot it from the side? Do they do a close up of a character's face to show their fear? Do they do a panoramic where they're showing all of the characters? Or maybe they're even filming it from the eyes of our main character so we really see what they're thinking. Lighting is huge. Think about those scary movies that you've watched and how directors will use the darkness and shadows to kind of create that eerie or ominous tone and mood. Thinking about costumes and the props and sets. And I think part of sets is music as well. And films definitely have the ability to use sound to increase intensity or to help show the mood of a scene. And then lastly, thinking about the directors and how they chose their actors and casting. They want to pick actors that are going to best fit the roles of the characters. So that's something to think about as well as when we look at this scene. In addition to the visual rhetoric, I want you to think about how these create mood. So I put some mood words there just to remind you what we're thinking about. The last set of notes we're going to be looking at is changes to film and stage. So when we think about the original text, considering how does the director make changes and why? So we know that movies are pretty limited in time, so they're not going to be able to keep everything in there. They're going to have to make some cuts and delete and abridge some scenes to fit time constraints. There's also the issue of money. Now, luckily, Anne Frank, with the play, since it was originally, it's made into a play, the scene is pretty simple. So hopefully money won't be a big reason why the director is making cuts. Common types of cuts is anytime we have like maybe Anne, she's talking from her diary and it's an extended monologue, they might cut that. Scenes that are too complicated to depict or too costly. Think about all those sci-fi books that you read, and I definitely think that plays a role when directors are putting it into film. They think, can we realistically portray this? And then lastly, any subplots, different storylines that create a drag on pacing, or maybe don't even feature the main characters or have no real bearing on the main plot of the story, they might look at deleting those. So here is our analysis. So what you're going to do is click on this YouTube link, and then you're going to move the time to 5:25. This is the scene. If you're using a textbook, it's on page 517. If not, because you were accessing PDF, I have went ahead and scanned in these pages for you. So I want you to pull up both of these documents here. So we'll pull this one up, and then you're also going to click the click the YouTube link, okay? And then you're going to have to catch me on my second video.